From the combined newsrooms in Eugene, Roseburg, and Coos Bay, Kval News at 6 starts now.
I think it's great. We're making steps in the right direction for identifying evacuation zones, which will make it easier for first responders and dispatchers to be able to make notifications quickly.
A new emergency system for Lane County created by the Eugene Springfield Fire Department released today. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Fernandez. First responders want you to know what zone you're in to be better prepared in case of an emergency. Kval's Angelina Dixon spoke with first responders this morning to learn more. Angelina?
Jacqueline, each zone has a particular number. If you live in that zone during a fire or any kind of emergency, you'll be notified to be ready, be set, or to evacuate.
We encourage our community members who may live in the Eugene Springfield area. It also covers little areas beyond that into our more urban growth areas as well. But we encourage them to go to the website, so the Eugene Springfield Fire website, click on the map, put in your address.
This is the map with multiple zones in the Eugene and Springfield area. For instance, if you live on Cal Young Road, you live in Zone 29. If you sign up on the Eugene or .gov website, the emergency evacuation page, you'll receive important notifications during an emergency. Whether it's a fire, a flood, or an earthquake, getting prepared in case you're ever faced with an evacuation in your zone. First responders want you to be packed and ready to go with the essentials you'll need to last for days. We spoke to Patience Winningham Wednesday with the Lane County Emergency Management. She says during the Holiday Farm fire, communication was the biggest struggle due to a communication tower that caught on fire. She says preparations now should hopefully prevent any communication problems going forward. In the meantime, Winningham has this advice.
It's important for folks to take time to make that phone call to your homeowner's insurance and ask what kind of coverage you have. Do you have adequate coverage? Making sure that you know if you have hotel room coverage. Some homeowners insurance policies will cover your lodging if you are evacuated from your home.
And if there's ever an emergency alert, remember these evacuation levels. Be ready, be set, and go now.
If you're ever evacuated in your zone, first responders say Eugene residents would go to two designated locations, the Valley River Center and the Lane County Fairgrounds. If you're a Springfield resident, your location would be the Bob Kiefer Center. For more information on the alert system, go to our website, kval.com. Jacqueline.
All right, thanks, Angelina. We're learning more about the bootleg fire tonight. Fire crews say it could continue burning for months. They add the fire was likely caused by lightning. It's now the country's largest wildfire after it merged with the log fire, burning more than 394,000 acres in southern Oregon. The bootleg is about 32% contained now, but the blaze is still posing significant problems for firefighters as it's growing uncontained on its northern end. The Jack fire is currently 55% contained and burning more than 19,000 acres. And a reminder tonight, if you're traveling on Highway 138, be aware of speed limit changes and increased fire traffic. New at 6, to prevent such a tragedy from occurring again, words from Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler tonight as he announces a new extreme heat task force. In the wake of June's deadly heat wave, a dozen city bureaus will be part of the new task force designed to work with Multnomah County to combine available resources. The task force will make sure people know what services are available to them, like cooling centers, for example.
There were several opened that we worked with Multnomah County on. They never reached capacity. But a consideration is perhaps having more smaller centers throughout the city, or just making sure that we reduce barriers for people to access cooling centers.
The task force will also consider paying city employees to work overtime in cooling shelters and fast-tracking policies that could improve response times for those in need and using emergency cell phone alerts. The mayor wants a task force guideline set up by the end of the month. And hot summer months mean more alerts about water safety. Today, several Roseburg baseball teams moved practice from the Diamond to the river, learning all about water safety from Douglas County Fire District 2. The idea is to offer some swimming experience out on the water and instill the need for using life jackets. Meanwhile, the program was started 3 years ago as a way to help curb drownings in the area. There are multiple drownings a year, and a lot of those drownings are teenagers and young adults.
This age group is really high risk because they're constantly swimming, they're off for the summer. Obviously those 2 and 2.
Training typically takes place in areas where the current is stronger to better enforce how potentially dangerous rivers can be. The hope is young people will pass along what they've learned to their friends. Kval's Pet Project Telethon is still going strong. We're working with the Greenhill Humane Society and the community to raise money to help feed and care for vulnerable animals. The Kval crew has been at Greenhill all day today, taking your donations with the help of some furry special guests. Kval's David Walker and Chief Meteorologist Josh Kozart joining us live at Greenhill now with more from today's Telethon.
This live update is sponsored by Greenhill Humane Society, an all-American pet.
We are into our 13th hour of the Kval Telethon. It has been great all day, and if you're just getting to us, please make that donation to help Greenhill, who care for so many animals all throughout Lane County, hundreds and hundreds of animals each and every year. And of course, we've been looking at these wildfires and talking about that. They certainly have an impact on our animal friends. Katie, who works here at Greenhill, in fact, talk a little about the impact of the wildfires. I know your home was affected.
Absolutely. It was so surreal just going from waking up thinking everything was fine to suddenly I had to evacuate. My house could be on fire at any given moment, and I had no idea where to house my cats. And to have so many efficient, kind, compassionate coworkers who came together to help me get my cats here on such short notice. I ended up staying in a hotel for 2 weeks and not knowing what was going to happen. It meant so much to me to just know that every member of my family, 2- and 4-legged, was safe, so well loved, and so well cared for.
Yeah, well, thank you. That crisis care, big part of what they do here at Greenhill, but certainly hundreds of animals that have to be fed every day, care that has to be given. There's the vet clinic, so many things, and that's why we need your donations. Please get online. It's kval.com/Greenhill, or you can go to your phone. Check it out over here. We've got Justine and Emily answering phones. They have been at this since 10 o'clock this morning. We want your phone call and your donation. Right now it'll be matched. We have a match up to $25,000 to help all of the animals and all of the programs here at Greenhill. Now, Josh, talking about those wildfires and this warm weather, it's still here. What do we have coming up here as we get into the end of the week?
Well, we definitely have a lot going on, especially with warmer temperatures that are going to be returning to much of Western Oregon. Let's go ahead and take a live look now outside across Western Oregon. That's exactly where we're seeing bright and blue conditions remain. A few cumulus clouds off in the distance after our daytime highs today managed to climb close to the average, but still slightly sitting below it. We should be in the mid-80s for this time of year. The shoreline hanging tight into the 60s, and all of that is expected to warm over the next several days. And with the watches and warnings, fire weather warnings remain in effect just to the east side of the Cascades. That's going to be extended through Wednesday, 8 p.m. It has the potential to once again be issued into Thursday and even potentially Friday and the weekend, as the dry conditions do remain, with our fire weather forecast remaining at high levels thanks to the breezy conditions and the hot temperatures that once more are returning to Western Oregon. But again, just like David said, right now is the best time for you to make that donation. Maybe you're waiting on a paycheck to come in or just a little bit more of an income, and you're like, well, today's not the day that I can make a donation. No need to fear. You can head over to kval.com/Greenhill and you can make a monetary donation all the way through the weekend. We're going to leave that available for folks. And, you know, even just giving the folks here at Greenhill a call if you want to be either a donor to cat food or dog food, or that monetary donation, or maybe even become a volunteer. I know the fine folks here would definitely appreciate a phone call. So, Jacqueline, a lot of great stuff happening here. Coming up on my full forecast, not only will we talk about the heat, but also we might have a four-legged friend with us.
All right, sounds good, Josh. Looking forward to it. Thank you. In Creswell, the Veterans of Foreign Wars Post is struggling with income due to the pandemic, and they're asking for your help tonight. They're hoping to raise enough funds to fix their parking lot. Right now, their lot is full of potholes, which can be especially dangerous for older members during the rainy season.
As we're standing right here, this comes underwater, and our older members have difficult getting through it. But as you can see, Bryce, the chuck holes are terrible right there.
The potholes fill with water, making the parking lot muddy and slippery. The Post received 2 big donations from Creswell businesses totaling $1,700. They need to raise $20,000 though to fix the parking lot, and are now turning to community for help to reach their goal. Donations can be sent to the Creswell VFW Post or to their GoFundMe page. You can also head to our website, kval.com, for those details. The city of North Bend is bringing in archaeologists to study the cultural history of a local park. Ferry Road Park is owned by the city, but its heritage is traced to the Confederated Tribes of the Coos, Lower Umpqua, and Siuslaw Indians. So before updating the park's master plan, a grant from the Oregon Parks and Recreation Department is funding an archaeological firm to survey the area.
The city is just beginning the process of updating the city's Parks and Recreation Master Plan, and so this survey and the Heritage Management Plan that comes out of it, that will help inform that future Parks Plan update and let us know where and how the city can best focus its resources.
Survey work is expected to start in September, slated for completion no later than April. New information on the coronavirus front. Benton County says it identified 3 cases of the Delta variant. New figures out today show more than 91 million Americans live in an area seeing high COVID transmission. The CDC says a county is deemed a high transmission area if it has 100 or more positive cases per 100,000 residents. Benton, Lane, and Coos counties are considered moderate, while Douglas and Lynn counties are deemed areas of substantial transmission. The number of people living in a county with low community transmission was cut in half since early June. Coming up on Kval News, Greenhill Humane Society goes beyond pet adoptions. Just ahead, we'll have one woman's story on these veterinarians in action.
Washington sparring tonight with concerns over the growing tension in Cuba. I'm Scott Thuman in Washington with what President Biden is considering now.